Want to talk about Muddy Roots, right?
Fuck yeah.
So going out to Muddy Roots, right? I flew down there, and I have some friends in the area I stayed with, and very good friends. One of them had a trailer, car hauler, and it had a generator hooked up to it. Now, this was the first time that he had ever used it. So when I first started talking with them, they were like, "Yeah, we've got it, but we haven't tried any of the AC out. Like we haven't tried it. Like we just got it, we parked it and left it." And I was like, "Well, that's gonna be really cool." I was like, "I really hope those ACs work because it's gonna get really stinky and hot in there with four grown adults, sleeping." So we tried to prepare the best we could, and it's one of those things, if you're not a festival goer, you have to really get in a routine. You have to really plan the shit. And it's really it's a hectic thing if you're not used to it. And we thought we had everything we needed, and we showed up and we were missing stuff. Paranoid was getting ready to come out, and he's like, "Hey, he asked us the day before. He was like, "Hey, we're coming out. I'm coming out this day. Do you need anything?" We were like, "No, like we don't need to bother you. Like it's all good." And then we realized we started missing stuff. And then I felt bad. I was like, "I'm gonna text him and we'll, ask and see if he can bring some of this stuff over." And he's like, "Yeah, man, whatever." He's like, "I already offered to, bring stuff out. What do you need? Just tell me." And he showed up with lights and fucking these inflatable chairs. Paranoid was the Muddy Roots angel. Thank God for him. He showed up, and yeah, man, it was good to meet you. We had a lot of fun.
Hell yeah, man. It was wonderful.
Your music style isn't necessarily all that stuff that was going on there, but I think you had a good time. You heard some bands that you liked.
Right before, whenever we've originally talked about going to Muddy Roots, I downloaded the Spotify playlist for Muddy Roots Music Festival 2024 and just
Yeah.
started listening to that. And then also talking to Jsaw, he was telling me about him, Jsaw and Badger both were telling me about Gorgo Bordello.
Yep. Yep.
And so
Yeah.
I just started watching that, but then getting to see him live, his performance. They have so much energy. Oh my God.
It
Uh,
was wild. They
Um,
they definitely put on a great show.
and then there was a few other bands that they had talked about. The one that talks about whiskey all the time.
Oh yeah, so Tejon Street Corner Thieves.
Yes,
I
them.
I saw them in 2009. So this was my third year going, and I saw them 2019, and I've seen them live. I love the guys. I actually got to know one of them, not well, but we kind of chatted back and forth on social media, and I was like, "Yo, next time y'all come down, come stay at my house." I was like, I knew they were big whiskey guys. I was drinking at the time. I didn't live too far from Jack Daniels. I was like, let me fucking talk these guys into coming staying at my house, and I'll take them down to fucking Jack Daniels. And ended up moving, but yeah, they're one of my favorites. They put on a great show.
The other one that I liked, it was that band from New Jersey.
Crazy and the Brains. I think I sent you some of those. They were another really good
Yeah.
one.
You found a picture of me when he was singing.
Yep, yeah, yeah, it
I
was
in the
cool.
picture, I looked extremely bored, but to be honest with you, I was having a wonderful time. I promise you, it was just a bad picture of me, but
Of course, I have an affinity for anything that comes from New Jersey. So if it's from Jersey, it's pretty much gonna be within my top. It's good. I'll give it a thumbs up. So, but yeah, they were really cool. Definitely a more pop punk type band, but they have some really cool songs. And seeing them live, just the energy that guy has, and the guitarist and everybody. They had a chick playing saxophone. Really cool band. If y'all anybody out there wants to check them out, Crazy and the Brains. We got our stickers up on the
oh
our
yeah,
stickers up on
yeah,
the thing. So that was
I forgot
cool.
about that.
We'll be forever immortalized on the grounds of Muddy Roots.
We were taking our stickers and just sticking them everywhere. It was awesome.
Yeah, man. And it's cool, man. It's just for anybody that has thought about going to Muddy Roots, or it's even crossed your mind. Muddy Roots is definitely a punk, folk, bluegrass, and anything kind of that falls within that range. The people that come along with those genre of musics are very interesting. They're just cool people. They're my people. They're the, that kind of old, dirty, crusty punk. Which is, you don't really see that kind of stuff a lot. The train hopping hippies, and there it is a cool crowd, good vibes. Their one main rule is just don't be a fucking dick, do your own thing, take care of people. We're all here together. And it's a great music festival, and I encourage anybody that is in the area or anybody that can get down there, definitely go check it out. I know I think I've convinced Paranoid to join us again next year, right?
Absolutely, yeah, I'm definitely going next time.
Hell yeah.
It was such
Yeah.
a wonderful experience. I mean, and that not being too far from my house, it was
Yeah.
really nice, so
We'll turn you into a punk.
yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say, you were talking about the punk. It literally is punk music that is formed into all these different genres, and
Absolutely.
I was blown away because you have 3 stages set up there, all in this one row. So as you're walking up and down this muddy road, you have all this different type of genres of music going, and it's a wonderful experience to see. The energy is
Yeah,
really nice there. Everybody is super nice. Nobody's being a dick. That's what
no,
I loved about it. And
if
that there's
if
no security. That tripped me out too. Like I'm
yeah,
used to
when you were
seeing
asking
security.
me,
Yeah.
like, all right, how's this gonna work? When you get in, you asked about security. I was like, dude, drive your fucking car in, get your wristband, and then that's it. You're done. As long as you're respectful to other people. And there was a few that got a little bit out of hand, I believe, that some people saw. And I think they're escorted out pretty quick. They don't jive with any of that kind of shit around there. It's so awesome. And of course we went swimming. Unfortunately, we were only able to go one day, but I'll let Paranoid tell his harrowing journey of the ride to the
Uh,
waterfalls.
oh my god. The death machine is what they call it. They should call it damn
What?
thing.
That's
So, one part that he did skip over is whenever you're driving in and they not searching your car because I'm used to being I go to Bonnaroo, and in Bonnaroo, they search your car all the time. One of the things that they do is you sign a waiver, and I shit you not, that waiver must be for that death machine because you don't really need that waiver for the rest of the festival because it's so comfortable. You're having a wonderful time. I'm gonna paint you the picture of this death machine. It is a probably a 20 or 2020 21 Ford F-250 Super Duty. Has a ladder rack on it. It's
it's
a
a nice
Super
truck. It's a
Duty
nice
truck.
big truck. Yeah.
Yes, it's huge. It's a crew cab, and it's also is attached a 24-foot trailer, um, which is a wood metal trailer. It has two 24-foot church pews, which to me, those church pews are the only thing saving my life on that thing because I felt that I needed the hand of Jesus the whole time I was riding in the back of this thing.
The thing is with this trailer, right? It's there's of course they are keeping us safe with the one piece of rope that runs across the back of the trailer. So
Yes.
we are at least safe there. So when you
Yes.
do fall off, you can grab onto that and get dragged down the road. So you're good
Oh,
there.
yep.
Luckily, these church pews are screwed down to this trailer, so they're not moving around or anything. It would be my guess that while that trailer does hold a lot of weight, 20 to 30 grown human beings definitely has to be over that weight. So they're going what seems like probably 50 miles an hour, right? Because it's you and every other dirty motherfucker that's been camping at this place for the past 2 days. We all fucking stink. We're all nasty. In
Is
fact,
this like
I'm gonna
the
go ahead.
shuttle?
Yeah,
Like,
it's a
uh,
shuttle that
It's a
brings you over
shuttle.
there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they just in fact, I'm gonna go ahead and tell this. Shout out Jeff. He was one of the guys that went with us, and he was sitting in front of me, and it was our first trip down to the waterfalls, and it's hot as fuck out, and we're going, and then all of a sudden, I feel like this little sprinkle. I was like, oh shit, it's raining, like awesome. kind of cooling down. And then I looked up, and Jeff is just sweating, and it's like running off of his face and running off his hair, and it was his sweat just smacking my face. And so that happened. Yeah, it was you they do have showers there, but it's kind of one of those things where most people, they just kind of go down to the waterfalls and wash themselves off, and that was what our bath was for the whole weekend. So but yeah, so you take the shuttle down there, and you get off, and there's this it's a private land. I don't remember what the name of it is, but they've got basically this creek or small river that runs through their property, and you've got two different falls you can go to. There's like a what they call the family one, where it's like a little bit smaller, the water's not moving as fast, you can kind of just hang out and wait, and it's not deep. That's the one we ended up going to, and it was a lot of fun, man. I personally like that one because you're not fighting the other waterfall. Now the other waterfall, it's the all the water's moving real fucking fast, but it's a really cool thing. You can just hang out there. People have music playing. Sometimes they bring their guitar. Of course, everybody's got a fucking banjo and guitar, so they're hanging out playing.
I got a story about the death machine. So that I they had went out earlier in the day because I would come out there about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Got on the death machine, riding out there. Mind you, riding down the road, I followed this death machine in as I was coming in that day. So it is going between 35 and 40 mph, and it's about a 3 mile distance, maybe two and a half from
Yeah,
the waterfalls to the festival.
and it's
Um,
like
yeah,
going
up and down hills, curves. I mean, they're not slowing down for any of this shit.
they're
So
fucking like there's a car coming, they start fucking honking and shit, and they're just fucking blasting past
yeah,
you.
so
Amazing.
you got all these people in the back of this trailer. Now, mind you, it's not like those trains in India where you got a bunch of people on it, but it's pretty damn near close because there's people sitting on the two 24-foot pews, and there are also people sitting on the ground. So you got all this weight as you're
In
riding down the
and
road.
in the bed of the truck.
Yeah, there's people in the bed of the truck. There's people in the cab of the truck.
It's fucking nuts.
Yeah, and so as you're riding down the road, you're bottoming out. It sounds scary as fuck.
Yeah.
we we
It's
we make
crazy.
it. We get out to the falls. We have a wonderful time. We swim. One is great. It was beautiful. The sun wasn't out, so we weren't getting burnt. The water was
No,
cold. It was just magical.
it
So
was
if you ever
nice.
get a chance to come to Running Roots, you have to go to the falls. You have to go swimming. You just have to do it.
Yeah. I
So
didn't go my first year, and I wish that I did.
right. Well, on the way back, at one point, Ashley was sitting beside me, and she turned to me and she said, "It's nice meeting you, Jeremy." And I said, "It's nice meeting you too." And not even 30 seconds later, we look over, and at the end of this, the private property is at the end of the street, the very narrow road. And as you're coming out to the main strip, there's somebody's driveways right there. They were pulling out of their driveway. They were looking left. They weren't looking right where we were coming, and coming full force at 40 mile an hour. And that truck had to like partially go off to the side of the road to keep from getting hit from that car. And Ashley turned to me and said, "See what I mean?" And I said, "Jesus Christ, you weren't kidding."
I'm telling you, it is just if you come to Muddy Roots, you're gonna have a good time
Oh my goodness,
for
yes.
certain. So they have a punk rock flea market. There's a little vendor row, and up on the vendor row, that's that main stretch he was talking about. And you have like your safety team there, so you can get like a medic. They have some like bottles of water and like apples that you can just go up and grab, earplugs, all like the different types of first aid needs. Then they have like all the different food. We actually ended up getting some pizza, and ended up on the Facebook group over there, us grabbing a slice of pizza. So it actually wasn't too bad.
No, it wasn't bad.
But
The food out there was really good. That I know that one booth that was near y'all's tent. or your campsite,
Yeah, yeah.
the
The
barbecue
barbecue
place.
one.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, dude, their barbecue was so good.
I was so bummed that I didn't get any brisket. They only had, some pulled pork, but, anytime I'm down south, I lived down south for so long, and, that's the one thing that I miss about being back up north is the good barbecue. Like, we got some good places up here, but it's nothing like going down south and getting it done the proper way. Like, they just know how to do it. But anyway, so they're on that row with the food. They have the punk rock flea market, and they've got all these different vendors. You can go on their Instagram or their Facebook, and they'll post up, all these different artists that they make little knickknacks. And this particular guy, unfortunately, I think he's recently gotten off of social media, so I don't know what his name is, and I can't, excuse me, I can't find him. But this guy does, he goes and gets like band t-shirts, he goes and gets like different types of just cool t-shirts, and he bleaches them and then does this tie-dye. And then this particular one, I know you guys have seen it. I posted pictures of it. This is of a alien, or I guess not really an alien, but a entity that he sees on his frequent DMT trips. And I guess he does it quite often, enough where he this is something that he sees and he remembers it, and he brought it out and put it on this awesome T-shirt. So we both got one. So I thought that was
Hell
pretty
yeah.
cool.
That's pretty awesome.
And he told me the story of the shirt. I was like, I gotta go fucking get one before I just can't ever get one again. So that's how we ended up with this. And of course, we have our other Muddy Roots thing that we got.
Oh, hell yeah.
Um,
Oh,
so
yeah.
there it is.
Uh,
Yeah, buddy.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, it was we were the only two that got it. But there a lot of people were getting tattoos. There was a licensed professional up on vendor row. So it wasn't like it was just like we went to someone's tent and we were like, "Hey, you got a needle? Let's do this." Like it was legit. And so I thought it's the cross with the Muddy Roots Music Festival, and I thought it'd be cool. You can get them tattooed by anybody, right? And we could rip off that same logo, but I think there's something special about it that I can say, yeah, like I got this at Muddy Roots. Like, it seems sketchy as hell getting a tattoo at a music festival by a guy, but I got it and I'll always have that. And I think that's something a lot more special than just getting it tattooed uh by somebody else down the line.
Yeah, I was supposed to say that's the first time I've ever seen anything like that, and they said that was, like, the first year that they had the tattoos available at that festival,
Yeah, yeah.
and, yeah, it was weird 'cause, it was the last day that we were there. I get there at 3 o'clock. The first thing Grateful says, like, "Hey, I'm thinking about getting a tattoo." I'm like, "Are you serious?" It's like, "Yeah, man, yeah," you know, it's just right there 'cause I mean, it was right up the hill from where we were staying.
Yeah.
So we walked past this booth every single day, many times a day.
Many times, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, and so, I'm like, "Okay, well, what do we need, man?
What are we
Are we doing
getting?
this? Yeah, let's go." There's only 2 ATMs on site. There's one up by where we were staying, and there's one at the entrance, and so we had to go to the entrance one. And it's pretty cool in there. They got a bar, they got pool tables and shit. Like,
Yeah.
this venue is gotta be the best venue that I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, the layout, everything.
It's
But
awesome, man. I can't stress enough how much anybody that's listening to this, if you have the free time, it's the same time every year. It's Labor Day weekend. Whether you know the bands or not, just hanging out there and getting to hang out with your friends, it's just a great experience all around.
at one point, I was watching a show with y'all. Again, I don't know the name of the band. A mosh pit opened up right in the center, right where we were standing. So we all got pushed back. All y'all were in a row, and I was right behind y'all. And there was this guy that had, I swear to you, had an insulated backpack on, probably full of something. And he was feeling the music. I don't, that's his band. That's cool. But he kept on bumping into me, right? And, with that backpack, and it was hitting my tattoo. Of course, we had just got the
Oh,
tattoos, like, maybe, like, 3 hours before, so it's still fresh, it was hurting, so he kept on hitting it, I'm like, all right, man, I can't do this. I can't stand this. So I ended up leaving and went by one of those vendors that had the food, and it was like, oh man, that food's so good.
Yeah.
So I ended up stopping and getting some barbecue and ordered my meal, got done paying, and I was putting my money back in my wallet. And all of a sudden, this girl, probably like 16, 17 years old, comes up and she's standing about a foot away from my face. And she was like, I'm gonna tell you a joke for $1. I know you got $1 because I can see it right there. And I'm like, all right, all right, fine. All right. Well, what's the joke? She's like, well, you gotta give me the dollar first. So I gave her the dollar. And she takes a sticker and puts it on the top of my hat and says, "What do you call a cow that twerks?" I said, "What's that?" She said, "Beef jerky." And I just busted out laughing. I'm like, "What the fuck?"
You
And she
just got
said,
swindled for the dollar.
"I did." And she's like, "You want to hear another joke?" I said, "Hell no!" And I walked away. Right? I had my barbecue in my hand. And I was like, "Oh yeah, I got a sticker on my hat." And so I look at the sticker and it says "for rectal use only." I'm like, that alone was worth $1 right there.
Good old Muddy
Oh, that's
Roots,
so
man.
good.
You can't beat it, man. You can't beat it.
You guys got to see Adolescence? That'd be the band I would be really excited to see.
Yeah, man, they were great. Actually, I don't know if you were. Yeah, no, you did see Adolescence with me. There, of course, they, the second to last song was Amoeba, so it was cool, man. A lot of the songs that at least I personally listened to, growing up and early teens. It's really cool to see, uh, at those venues. Like the first year I went there. Um, Dead Kennedys were playing. Of course, it was without Jello, but Dead Kennedys were playing. I've seen the Dwarves there. Uh, the
Oh, that's
Addicts were
awesome.
supposed the Addicts were supposed to play one year, but they didn't show up. I've seen the Queers there. I didn't see them, but Fishbone played there. So they've got a lot of great old school punk ska bands that play. And of course, Guar was there last year. So just awesome bands all around.
I got one more that we didn't even
Uh,
talk about. The best show to me out of the whole thing was the very last show that we all went and seen together. It was that band that they had the toilet paper and the soap and all that, like,
Belushi Speedball.
oh
Oh,
my
yeah.
god, dude, they throw on a hell of a show. You
Yeah,
You
they're
got whacked
funny.
in the I think you got whacked in the face with one of those big I mean, when they come to open up the pit, they come with accessories and they come prepared. So they've got like all this stuff. Then of course, if you've ever seen Belushi Speedball live or seen their videos, um, they have to cover all the PA system and everything, because they've got seltzers and they're squirting the crowd. Then they're throwing powder out there, and then they make this thing of like making you dirty, and then they've got to make you clean again. And I mean, they'll put soap out there. It is a mess.
and that's the first
Um,
time I've ever seen a rolling mosh pit. That was insane.
Yeah, man, they'll make you get on the ground, like, they all start yelling until everybody gets down, and, they don't fuck around, man. They are like a speed thrash band, just a really cool band. It's not necessarily the music I listen to on a daily basis, but, I can get into them, and they're really cool just for the fact of their live show. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a good one.